And we are live. Gonna make this a quick one. Uh, y'all been asking me, how they really feel about us. The passport bros, they often go down to Latin American countries, Thailand, places like that. So we want to discuss what they really think about us. So what do they think about us? We got a few clips we're gonna play, give some reaction, and see if it's true or not true. The first one actually comes from. We're gonna get right into it. We're not stopping. The first one actually comes from somebody you know. Well, I wouldn't say no. Somebody you had met or followed. It's a Colombian lady. Here's the crazy thing. She used to be like a real 304. Like 304. Husband knew, or she got married to a Caucasian, and she living her best life. So let's see her opinion of the brothers. Let's go.
El moreno no tiene dinero, el que yo dije, marica, la vida no es como
One
uno
second. Let me put her on full. I want to make sure she's on full. One.
dinero, el que yo dije, marica, la vida no es como uno piensa. Aquí, y me disculpan mis contactos porque tengo muchas personas morenas, ¿verdad? El moreno no tiene dinero, el que verdaderamente tiene dinero es la persona blanca. Esto va para todas las mujeres que están en Cartagena. Ellos trabajan aquí 4 meses y van para Cartagena, alquilan un yate, van para restaurantes caros, para una discoteca, gastarse en botellas, ¿sí me entiendes? Pero el verdadero hombre que tiene dinero aquí es un hombre blanco, ¿sí me entiendes?
So what she's saying is
The
the brothers don't have no money.
Yeah, like basically that's what she admitted, no?
Yeah.
The why do or the one they have money. And I think that's part of the perception that people have. We haven't talked about this many times when we spoke about culture and the difference between white and black. And it's because all the movies we should watching when we're growing up, what we see poor neighborhoods, people using uh, you know, drugs, smoke, being in the corner, and things that nature. And that's the perception. But when you hear from somebody that is you said you is a
Oh,
304.
she's a straight.
Yeah.
Well, she admitted she a 304. She
Yes.
admit she from Cartagena. She said she's to turn them tricks, and she just used the black guy. She said the black guys don't have money. Stay away from them. They not really buying no bottles. They not really getting you on the yacht. They not spending nothing. Go to the white dudes. So they ain't. It's.
But she ended married with a white dude.
Oh no, she with a white dude. And she hit a lick. I don't know how that happened. She showing a Rolex, money, house.
Yes.
So
That guy put some money on that person. And I don't know if he knows.
oh, he knows.
Fantastic. But if no, I mean, how he will feel when he found out?
So how do you think it is down there? I mean, you didn't run in that crew, but I know it's your country. Say just in DR,
Mhm.
and I tell what I is. Do you think what do they think of the passport bros? What do you think of black men coming down there?
Depends of what city. Because if you're going to a tourist place where all you see is working chips, but the perception is different. They think the passport, they think everybody come from America and have money, kind of money. Especially the African American ones, because they are the ones that most part of the time spend money. You remember the little chore that I make, that we have a podcast and I make a chore and go viral because I was saying that about Passport Bro. And some of the Passport Bro comment in the comment section, they was telling me, oh, now since and when black people have money. And that's the perception the most part of the Latin country of South America have about you guys.
Yeah, it's a shame because when I used to go to Sasua before it was like Sasua, and it was all like German guy, like German, European, a lot of Italians, a lot of expats, and they spent money entirely different. I mean, they went back there for vacation. They might meet a girl and they just relaxing with that person, showing them a good time. It wasn't this turnover, this thing, but they really don't.
But things change a lot, and you can see how Sosua is another Another thing, you see more working chicks everywhere that you used to see it in the street or everywhere in the north part of my country. I never been in Cartagena, but I hear it's the same thing when you go to the famous beach over there.
Oh, that's a lick. They hitting a lick. They. It's almost like it's sad. It's rare to find one that wants us. Shout out to Ronan, the American show. The black man spends their money recklessly. You not lying about that, brother. And they know it. They know that what they say, that we're not here for a long time, just a short time, and they trying to get all they can out of us. Let's see. We want the box, they want the money. Fair exchange, don't fall in love and overpay. What you think about that? So all right, I'll say my part.
You go.
That's true, but not all the women. So it's almost though a lot of guys go down there. It's no problem. You want the box, you get them fine women, but remember, you always dealing with the bottom of the barrel, the upper class women, the women that's really going to do something for you. They just not, you a lick, and they look at you like you're a lick, and
it's no respect.
We just say charge it to the game. So if you get robbed, steal, herpes, I mean, it is what it is. Don't be mad about it. If she comes to your room and say, "Hey, Poppy, I told you 200, and you thought she said 100, and she called the police," she ain't going to jail. You going to jail.
It's a couple clicks like that where they exchange the price, and the things getting escalate, and they end in calling the police on you. Of course, you wanna. What make you happy, but everything have risks, and if the things getting ugly and you don't understand the language and they call the police on you, or they start screaming like the clip by Colombia girl, and then why you put your life in risk for a little 10 minutes or 30 minutes?
So well, I'm gonna play this one real quick, and then I want to ask how they feel about just gringos in general. Do they like gringos and what they don't like about us? But I think this woman really says how they really feel.
For so long. So the difference between the foreign European guys that come into the country is not very, very different as far as what their reasons are, but the behavior is quite different. So when the African American men they go over there to show off, to, kind of boast to other people about how they're getting all this sexual attention. Well, the Euro guys are kind of like, come to my yacht, and, they're kind of more like trying to have a party and, just enjoy the company of women. Not to say that they're not terrible too, but
right.
The way the African American guys comport themselves is more of like a stroke of ego because they don't get it back in their country. So quiet as is kept, we all know, from the girls that don't partake in that kind of industry to the girls that do, we all know that when an African American man comes down there, he's usually not sexually socialized correctly. So he thinks that the way we act is because of him, when it's just culture that we act the way we do, which is, tending to our man and whatnot. So then another thing that also happens is that we all communicate with each other. He's a lick. Get what you can. Make him feel like he's special. Just turn up the heat as far as how, sweet and submissive you are. But just get your lick. That's all they care about. And see, the thing is, I don't even hate on it, because this is what I do here in America. When black men tell me, "Oh yeah, I like your kind of women," I'm like, hell yeah, come to my country. Hell yeah, come to my country. Why? Because I'm thinking about the women that do need money and want to get that lick, and they're just the easiest lick to get. Whereas a Euro guy is gonna be like, he's gonna want for you to establish, like, look at him with some type of respect, understand his lifestyle. He wants you to be impressed by him. Whereas the African American men are more like, yeah, I don't get attention from my women over there, so that's why I come here, and you women are the best. And we all are in cahoots. We all
Right.
know what time it is. So that's all I have to say about them. They're not special over there. And they already have made their own reputation in Brazil, in DR, in Colombia, all that. They've already made a terrible reputation. We're obviously not going to say it to their face because we got to hit the licks.
Oh, girl, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Now you just came through. You didn't just drop T. You dropped a bomb, and it's just wait a minute. Wait a minute. So it's this unwritten, you don't say it out loud.
Of course.
You just have this code among each other that this is what we're doing.
Yeah, because we already know that men that talk badly about their own women are, it's almost like treasonous.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they're natural born backstabbers.
Ooh.
So it's like, what's the point of with dealing with them besides catching the lick? So it's just like, we don't. Yes, we're in cahoots. We know, because we know that they're not loyal enough. So we'll play up our part, because we know what we're gonna get out of it, which is a visa or some money or
smart girls.
Blah blah blah.
Smart girls, I see.
Yeah, so they're not gonna say nothing. No, none of these
know
women.
The game already.
Yeah, but even here in America, like, or even back home, doesn't matter. When we're in closed spaces together.
Man. So y'all licks, man. Y'all licks. That's how they think about you. They don't care about you. And I know a lot of guys go to other countries and they think, oh man, this girl loves me. And hey, I tell every guy that goes to another country the first time, you will be maybe the first 5 times. I think even Beautiful Lie, shout out to him. He stated it in one of his videos. You a sucker. You're going to be a sucker them first times because you're going to get the attention you ain't never got. You ain't going to know what to do. You're going to be head over heels because you're going to see all these 8s, 9s, and 10s coming at you. You can be like, wow, this is amazing. And they just see you as a dollar sign. You don't have that conscience yet. You got a girl who's calling you Poppy, who's folding your clothes, like, let me help you out. You get treated like that, something that they would be doing normally. You getting treated like that, and you just lose your mind. And all they see is you for is just a sucker. It's just a sucker. So do y'all treat the white man? Do they treat the white man differently than they treat the brothers?
I don't know, because I don't know that many people they marry a white guys.
Now you had one in Miami, then she married a white dude, and she only dated white dudes.
Yeah, but they get in divorce. They don't get it alone after 2 childs and 10 years married. They don't get it alone.
But she only like them white dudes.
But yeah, she only like white dudes. But we go back again in the same thing. It's the behavior, the way some of these guys going and present themselves, the way they acting up, giving money away, flushing money, dressing like crazy. And we haven't talked so many times in different lives about this. But it's the same pattern and the same actions over and over. If you are doing the same things over and over, how you pretend to have different results?
Yeah, the brothers, y'all gotta stop, man. It looks so bad that y'all go to these countries and y'all think y'all can just throw money in the air.
But they desperate too. Even the way they approach ladies in the street or everywhere is desperate. It's like they feel like if they, for example, you try to approach me and you don't know me, they feel I need to give to you the attention or talk to you. And sometimes they think in their mind everybody is 3 or 4. And it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can even get it in trouble for that. Because if you do something like that to me and another Dominican guy, for example, in my country, I don't know, in Colombia, I only can talk about mine, but a Dominican guy see you doing that for one of us, they will jump on you and you will get it in trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to respect. We don't see, and then, for example, we are used to that. to that attention as a female. But then you guys come in and you do extra. And that's when you mess everything around, because to us it's like, oh, I have him here in my hand because he will do everything. But we used to be in the street being calling beautiful, those things as flooring everywhere we're going. But when Americans coming, it's like they never see it. It's like that hungry, hungry. I mean, hungry, no, hungry. That hungry. That I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. And that's when they take advantage. It's also too. If you know you are not a looking good guy, just because you are American, that's no mean that lady will love you. That beautiful young lady, in the beauty is a 10, will want you for who you are, especially if you don't have personality, if you don't have flow and kind of sweet swagger. And that's the reality. They don't think about all these things. They just think, oh, I have this beautiful lady next to me and blah blah blah, and I'm a king. No, you're not. As soon as your dollar's going away, you will see.
Shout out to Rona. He says, unfortunately, the brothers in this instance are the suckers because they don't know how to lead with anything but money. That's true. I'm going to tell you something. Your brothers who don't know how to dress, don't know how to get no shave, don't get no cut, come down there with jerseys and these socks. Y'all lucky if y'all lucky to be in the places where the tourists are, because y'all couldn't make it where regular Latinas are, or regular Thailand or something like that. The way they dress, the way they sharp, the way they on point, it's a whole different ball game.
Well, you remember one time you mentioned to me, it is a racist bar in my country.
A racist bar. They won't let you in.
But we have the argument, and I say it's not because your skin color, it's because they have a, how you say, rules, dress code. Friday they can pass, Monday through Wednesday if you go into any bar, but for Wednesday you need to dress up, and then they showing out too with hats, with shorts, sneakers. Of course they will say, no, I'm sorry, but you cannot come in. But then later on they go and talk and say that, oh, it's because they racist, it's because the color. It have nothing to do. It's the way you represent yourself. And for us, it's important. It's a status. We always dress up like we're going to an event. Is what it is.
Well, Jesse says, but I'll get some action for cheap. I won't disagree. You will. But you are going to get the women that everybody else don't want. There's a reason that the Latinos, the Dominicans, they don't deal with those women. I mean, I've been down to, every place. Like, let's say if I go to Santa Fe and Bogota, all the girls down there, the dudes don't talk to them. They make business for them. They're like, oh, get this money, get this. They cater to them. But the people who work there, they don't talk to them girls. Oh, but man, they will not even be bothered with it.
But you go back to what you say. They don't have that attention here. And they don't used to see women's that looks that good and pretty, nice, and friendly. Did they blow their mind?
It's crazy.
That's what it is.
So always ask some guys that like from New York and Miami, why go all the way to DR, Colombia, Brazil, when you can get those same girls like in Miami? The problem is they can't. That lets you know you don't have any game.
What do you mean? Oh.
So is there a difference between like how the Dominicans are, since Dominicans and some Latinos? Is there a difference how they are once they're in the United States, or they've been born in the United States, or they've been here? So like you got cousins in New York. They don't date brothers.
But they growing up. Hold on.
We got a little
rabbit that love to eat or cables. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little technical difficulty. We found a little stray cottontail rabbit and decided to raise it, but it is horrible, terrible.
She eating the cable. Sorry.
It ain't come on. It must. I don't know if she cut it. But
Yeah, I
she
think
cut it.
so. I think so.
Oh Lord.
Sorry, guys. Where I was.
The guy.
No, but they live in New York, and people I know, they growing up there. So the mentality is different.
But they don't like brothers.
But
Like
they
your
don't
cousin
like-
is like,
yeah.
they think they hood, they ghetto, they don't know culture. If you ever see, like, how can I explain? I see brothers eat, and when they eat, you know, they have a fork and then they use their fingers or this and to hold up food. You won't see Dominicans doing that, man. They got a knife and a fork, and it's how they eat. And so they think we are unsocialized, uncivilized, just
There is a lot of negative perception, and I don't like to, because when I decide to marry you, it was a lot of challenge, because I need to let the people know, oh no, in my house we don't eat fried chicken, fried fish all the time, and my husband is not this, is not that, and it was always that little question in the back, but because that's the mentality of people in New York and the way they acting over there. And it's like, if you're going to tell me one bad neighbor in Santo Domingo.
Los Minas.
Los Minas.
Oh,
if you meet people from Los Minas and you meet people from another different category part of the city, you notice the behavior.
Oh,
the
they
way
won't
they
talk. I used to date a girl
themselves.
that lived in Arroyo
Arroyo.
she wouldn't even go over there. It was like a whole different class of people. So they all, it ain't about color, none of that. Light skin, dark skin. It was about class. It's like, we do not hang out with them. It's a much lower class. And I got a video. Hold on, I got a video when I met your family. Let me see. You want to see that?
I want you to meet my new boyfriend. Sí, déjame ver. Meet CJ.
Hey, what's happening, mama? You know, I done brought some Saison just in case you was cooking.
Oh, he's so big.
Girl, I got this. I heard this will expand the CPR. Come on, mama, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. There you go. There you go.
Dale, CJ, no tenemos que ir. We have to go. Ay, no, déjame un ratito más. We're gonna eat the more food. Ay, he's a good boy. Come here.
But that was me when I met their family. You know, they almost passed out.
True. That's not true.
Yeah, boy, they seen this big black dude coming through. They ain't know what to do. They're like, what the hell? But then they fed me more than I could eat, boy. And a lot of y'all, I think a lot of times, a lot of y'all don't meet families. Y'all don't know where they're coming from. It's really sad because they really trying to get as much as they can from me. And I remember when I first started, I'm going to let you talk. I was like on some dating apps. Whoo, man, I think it was Dominican Cupid was the worst. It was before Tinder and all that. You'd had to talk to 100 girls. Out of 100 of them, 10 of them you may get interested, and then you may meet 2. That's how the ratio was, because a lot of them, they know that you were a foreign guy, and the first thing they would meet you in the first conversation. They would say, "I need some money." It was like, and you figured some of these girls would get money from guys they never would meet. They would never meet them, and they could run game on them.
We go back to the same. What population you was trying to reach out? Because for how long we was dating and I never asked you for money.
I wasn't gonna give you no money.
But anyway, I never ask you for money. When you go visit, I take you to a dates. All the time that you come, I give it to. I have your gifts ready. Christmas, birthday, for whatever reason, something even small, because you know I was in love with you. I like you, and when you like someone, that's what you do. You do significant things for that person. You want your family, your friends around you. meet that person because that person is important and it matters to you. But when you see these girls that start to play games, they don't even want to give it to you their social media or want to introduce you to her family, that's a red flag.
But I still want to get back to how do your family feel about blacks, or how do Dominicans and them feel about black, or just brothers when they get here, when they already here?
But depends. Like they have their perception that they see in the TV and they see.
No, but your cousin and
and-
them, they've been here for years. They was
But
years.
they have the
And she don't
perception-
date no black guy. She do not.
She don't like black because that's the mentality. Like I'm the only one in my family that date a black guy,
Oh, she
and they
renegade.
marry a person from different culture. No. I have one cousin that making a Turkey guy, but she living in the States since she was a little girl. But I'm the only one that dating a black guy. Other than that, they dating local people, Dominicans.
Mhm.
Even my Dominican family that live in New York, they rather date Dominicans
Mhm.
than the black people. It doesn't have. It isn't not even at the color. Like they date people like your color, but Dominican,
Dominican.
because they rather to be with a Dominican than with a black guy. The most part of the time, dressing in the way they're dressing, acting up in the way they acting up, don't have any type of education, or all the things we've been here back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie says those girls are low-hanging fruit of the community. Boy, that is true. We don't see it though. We don't see that, Ronnie, man. We just see the big button, a smile, and that's all we can go with. The good women see you hanging with those in those areas, and they have much self-respect and associate with men that are foreign or not. That's right. I don't think y'all understand. If you go down to Santo Domingo or even Santiago, and you ask, like they say, well, you been to my country before? And you say, yeah, I've been here a lot. Well, where at? And you say Sosua. I mean, they automatically
Good
think
to meet you.
yeah, that's
Bye.
they don't want to be bothered with you because they already know that they don't even want that. But I want to play this one because this girl actually, I think she was born in DR. She's in the States, and she's answering this question. The allure comes off, and I want you to respond to this.
So the difference, you know, a lot of American men tend to go to DR,
Yeah,
and you know why.
right.
Why can't they just come here to the Bronx and meet a Dominican woman? Isn't it easier to just be here in New York?
It's not, because here in New York, you have the abilities to get things that you want. Over there, you see an American guy coming to visit, and you're like, oh my God, God is on earth. Because of the fact that an
You want to address that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not address that because depend of what part or what type of woman you are dealing with. If you have a good job and you make your own money, you are in a good economic
Get that little girl.
you get in a move. You get in a you are placed in a good economic position. You see any American and it's like, and yeah, you American and you gringo. That's the mentality. That will be, for example, my reaction. That will be my sister reaction. Ay, stop it. That would be my sister reaction. And
Yeah, because your sister been here, so
Yeah.
so for a guy to say, "Oh man, I want a passport,"
for people that
that's
have
really big.
visa, they've been here, they have good job and are in a good position over there, they will be like, you gringo, but what you can offer. Sometimes we don't even want to come to the States. I don't want to come here.
Mhm.
I need to come here because you because your situation.
Mhm.
If not, we will be living over there in the island, our best life. But that's the mentality. Oh, they are in a third world country. They so poor. They don't have education, and all these ideas they have about us, and they think they got. You can even see in the comments sometimes, in some of my videos, like $100 going a long way. That's nothing right now over there. What you talking about? $1,000 is the end of the world. Are you serious?
But I think guys go over there. I guess I'm saying to you guys, sometimes it's just a fantasy. Let it be the fantasy. I have no problem with the brothers going over there, having a fantasy, having a great time, but understand how some of them think about you. They don't respect you. If you want the respectful ones, it's a whole different. Let's continue with this young lady.
American man, quote unquote, can give you anything. Can fulfill your dreams as a Dominican woman.
Right.
But that's just like their way. Like they use their race and their culture to get to Dominican women because they're seen as I can and I am the word of the Americans.
Right.
So that's why these.
That's why the Americans is a big deal out there.
Yes, and that's why Dominican women, when they hear about an American guy, they go all crazy. Like.
But when they're here, it doesn't apply.
It doesn't because I'm already here. This is a country of opportunities. Like whoever doesn't get to where they want to here, either because of economics or whatever is going on in their lives, that's on them. Because honestly, you can achieve anything.
I'm gonna let her cook, but I gotta agree with her. I got to agree. So, and this is sad because, man, I see a lot of the Black women saying this, that y'all go to these countries and all you get is the poor woman who's not educated and, she just wants a way out. And that's true. Because if you had game and you had skill and you really like that type of woman, then you could get her when you're in the States. Damn, why did I get you? Did I not have no game? What happened? I run out of game? No, I've been going there, and matter of fact, I had when we won't talk, she'll get mad, but I had me a Latino. She was Canadian. She was crazy as fuck though. Damn, she know about her. So
but it's we go back. It's the mentality. And you remember, you was doing a live a couple weeks ago, and people were saying our mentality changed when we get here. Mm-hmm. And I have a question for you. Do you feel my mentality changed, the way I'm acting, the way I treat you when I used to live in DR?
No, I'm trying to think whose mentality did change. I know it, yeah. Well, they're the 304s. That's why they get here, and then what they do is just get online and they just show what they got. It's always got to show and prove to other people what they got. So I think that's where the issue comes in, where they really they change. It's like this: if you never had money and then you get money, you change because you're like, wow, this is money. I never had it. But if you're a person that kind of had it, it doesn't mean anything to you anymore. It's like so I think that's the same. So when the girls come here and they've already been here, I mean, New York, man, they got a whole, what's that called? What's the area called? Washington Heights. There's a whole.
I don't like New York.
Yeah, but there's a whole mess of chicks there. Miami, Cubans, Dominicans, Colombians, everywhere.
The only thing I can take from New York in that sense when I visit is the food. I can find all the ingredients for cook that it is hard for finding for me here, like where we live, and when we used to live in Ohio was the worst. But other than that, do you remember the first time I went to New York? I coming back in shock. I don't like it. The traffic, all the noise. It's like you've been in Santo Domingo in a poor area.
But who do you know that from your country that's come up here? Because I only know the ones that dated and married Dominicans. So they didn't even need a visa. Well, they got a visa, but it was from other Dominicans. Who do you know that came up here and like changed or who live here and just like, oh yeah, I can't do that with brothers?
No, all my friends have been married with brothers. They still marry.
Married Black dudes? Who?
Yeah, like Brenda, married a Black too.
I don't know her.
Josefina.
He not Black. He Dominican.
But he born and growing up in New York, and he speaks broken Spanish.
But his family Dominican, That don't really
but then
count.
I don't know nobody else.
It don't count. They Dominican.
I'm the only one.
I'm trying to think who changed because they, I've seen some girls that get up here, and once they get here, or if they were born here, they don't go outside of the race. I try to tell people it's much more difficult to get a Colombian, Dominican, Brazilian chick once they're in the States than get them there. And you just got to have game because what you try to supply when you're there, it just doesn't get you far. It's like, oh, well, I got a visa. I got this. I see the lifestyle. I see the money. And now in the hair country, they are 10. And they may be able to just deal with you because you are 5. But when she comes to the United States, she's still a 10.
Yeah.
And the brothers who dating her, they way up here and you down here. So you still have to have some game. So what do you suggest to a guy who wants to date? Well, let's watch the rest of this video because I'm curious as to what this lady's saying. She's saying that we don't date y'all when y'all get here.
Do you feel that there is a obviously we know a lot of Dominicans, as you know personally. Why is it that more black men tend to be with Dominican women there, and here we don't see as many black men with Dominican women unless they're hella money, celebrity, popular? It seems to be that they'll date more of their own before a black man, but out there in DR, you see black guys that's gung-ho and they're dating Dominican women like crazy.
Because again, they're from here. Like, so what if you're white? So what if you're black? You're from the US. To us, as Dominicans, including myself, meeting a guy in DR or meeting a girl in DR is a big deal for them over there. But once you're here, you're like, okay, I'm in America, so what? I can meet anybody I want because I'm already at the level I want to be in.
She ain't lie about that.
Yeah, I agree because you have so many races, it's people from all over the world and you have more options today. And if you already know the reputation about African Americans as
so what is our reputation? I need to know what's the reputation.
I mean, the reputation is that
because it was. Not to cut you off. You had a good friend. She had a friend that worked for immigration. Beautiful girl. She dated a brother, and he just.
But he was
fumbled the ball.
mistreated. No,
yeah, he
but
fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
she ended up with
and she was she was beautiful.
Who did she end up with? She married a
and another guy from different nationality.
No, but what is he, like Pakistani?
Arabic.
He was Arabic. Money, everything.
But that's the thing. She was in love. She was really. Oh man, no, because she is my friend, but that traditional woman or conservative woman, she was right here and she was making money.
Oh yeah, she made money.
She make money.
She might be close to 6 figures.
More.
I mean, she high up. Yeah, she's high
like
up in immigration.
She is almost in the 90s right now because she going up. She was in love with that black dude, deeply in love. I get to the point I was like, "Do you see he's uglier than you?" I mean, because she is my friend and he wasn't, and the way he was mistreating her, I can't handle because when somebody hear people that you love, that's the nature. And I was like, do you even see his cell compared with you? Because she's beautiful. She have like that curves, that body, the lump. You see her. And he just messed it up. He just can't deal. He just can't handle her. And they both was doing money. So I don't know what's going on. That was the way he used to talk to her, treat her.
So is it the reputation of black men? How they act? What's the reputation of black men?
It wasn't even a reputation.
That's how he was. But what's the reputation? Because I remember your cousin.
The way that you guys
remember when your cousin came to visit? She had this. I don't know what the brothers was doing in New York. She really thought that we was eating fried chicken and watermelon and smoked weed every day, and we just walked around with our pants hanging down.
Yeah.
I mean, that was her whole perception. Like, this is why I don't date black guys. And she came and was like, damn, like an entirely different thing. But that's all. You know, and when she was, I can only speak of New York where she was at. That's all she's seen. And she was just like, I can't deal with that. Them brothers, they just rude, they loud, they obnoxious. And so that's the reputation that I think they have. But when you're in DR, what's the what do you see the reputation is?
It's almost the same. Because in DR they do the same thing. What they do different.
Yeah. Still loud.
When you
and here the thing.
You carry who you are no matter where you're going.
And I know y'all talk about the passport bros, and y'all say, oh man, you know, it's brothers and you know, and now everybody's coming to the passport bros. Well, the thing was, them Europeans, that's true. They've been doing it for years. But they were so low key. Yeah. You ain't know what they was doing. They on a golf trip. You didn't know what they were doing. They was down there having their fun. They was discreet. They wasn't posting everything. You wouldn't see them in the club doing that. If you've ever been to Sosua on the strip, I think there's like 2 or 3 clubs that cater to like Germans. Like I think German, or I know it's European, but I thought one was like a German owned. Everybody hanging out there, they real discreet. They ain't posting nothing. They not putting their stuff on social media. And even if you do, like with the dude Kurt, I think he's the guy Kurt that I forgot his name. He's a white guy from South Africa. He posts. And he been everywhere, Cuba, Venezuela, DR, and he'll post from beautiful women. But that's all he'll do. He'll be posting, he'll be walking next to him, but you won't see him in any compromising position. And it just allows him to go places. We do it, and we put everybody in that. We got to show the booty shots. We do all that, and it just
what they win with that. What is the purpose?
Yeah, I think you know who said this. Deion Sanders. He said, "Money only makes you really what you are." He said, "You know, if you was a whore, you know, one woman ain't gonna be enough. You're gonna get 10 women. If you was an alcoholic." Instead of drinking like the cheap stuff I got here, you're going to be the same alcoholic with just more expensive stuff. It just brings out who they are. So, and it's sad that guys go down there and they feel that they have to show off. I don't know what they're missing. What are they missing? I don't know what brothers is missing. I just never had that experience when I had to really do that. If I make videos, it's more for content. I don't associate. So what do you think? What's the reputation of brothers down there?
I mean, they so desperate for girls that they didn't even take a picture with 3 or 4 and posting. And they feel pro about to filming 3 or 4 and posting everywhere. I mean, what reputation do you think they have?
No, so tell me. I'm asking.
I'm telling you.
What is the reputation of?
That's the reputation. They take everything. They take anything and everything. Man. And it's like. They don't even have, you know, some guys have, for example, I don't know in your cultures, but Dominican have this mentality. They super macho men. And I admire that from Dominicans, honestly. But it's like, a Dominican guy can tell you, in my life, I never deal with for example, a fat girl. No. A girl with a wig? No. A girl that been doing it, and they stick in that stereotype because that's their word and that's the way they really feel. And for them to do that is disgusting. But then when you ask me what's the difference, what African American do, they take anything and everything. It doesn't matter. They don't look good. They looks crazy. They 3 or 4. Their perception is, let me record, let me get some videos, let me take some pictures, let me put it on social media, and I'm the king. I'm winning. What you winning?
What do the guys think about you? So, I mean, I can tell on my part. So, you know, I've been traveling all out. So I'll talk about DR and some other places. Man, they don't respect us, man. So
no,
there was no, they don't. Because there was a girl that I dated. And I remember her telling me, she was like, look, y'all messing the game up. This was years ago. She's like, I want you to go out with my brother. And I was like, why? She was like, then you're going to see how a Dominican is. She was like, say, for instance, I'm with you and you start acting up. And I'm like, you know what? It's over. Meaning it's over. He cuts them off. It don't matter how fine she is. He don't play it. They gone.
Don't deal with that.
They don't deal with it because he knows I'll get another one like you tomorrow. Maybe even tonight. Or I probably got one in the holiday.
But they got games. They know how to talk.
Who,
They
the
know
Latino
how
man?
flirting. Yeah, they know how flirting.
Flirt.
Flirt. They know
Mhm.
how flirt. They know how talk.
Now the
They have a
dress. I
game.
will say
They know how dress. Even they broken. They will get in with one beer and the disco, and that's the only like money they have to have, but they will make the night matter, and they will have fun without show anything. The money without show jewelry or I got this,
Yeah,
and they will get a girl, and you know that is true.
yeah. I mean, I remember her brother was saying, "Man, y'all crazy, man." She's like, send a girl money, like for he just couldn't even he couldn't conceptualize it. Like, why would I send a chick money I never met, or why would I even send her some money? Like, for what? I'm not married to her. She not this, and I just got to send her some money. Like, it is not even a concept. And he was like, they talk bad or something like that. He just didn't understand it. He's like, when we cut them off, we don't deal with them. We don't deal. There's no Western Union.
But that's not mean a Dominican guy don't going to take care of their women's and their women and their wife.
Oh, I know what. Maybe this is reason. The reason they got more game is this. They may have a girl. They may have a girl. They chilling with them. That's number one. He don't lie to them. They like, yeah, I got this girl. You know, you the girl on the side. That's just how it is.
You take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And I think and
that happened in the United States. That's happened with your friend, what's her name? Rosa. He went to work. He met him a little Guatemalan. He was like, look, this is what it is. I mean, you know, the girl's like, look, when you bring food for lunch, thank you, because it's for both of us. He just said, hey, it's what it is. It's what's going to be. You take it, deal with it, because they move on. They don't play that. But they honest. And then even on that sense, they don't put especially if it's like a guy that's married, he only put his business out there because he's like, this my wife. She up here. Everybody else
you
is
don't
down
mess
there.
it up. Like
Yeah,
when a Dominican guy have a wife, you can be the side chick, but the wife is untouchable. I mean, and as soon you try to even sneak it on the wife, the relationship is over. Then you have also the dudes here. They're going over there, lie. They say so many lies to get one chick. Then in my mind, it's like, man, you put so much energy to get like that little cat that you want. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous because if you set up the rules and say, look, I'm married, I'm here for fun, I'm here for a week or whatever, that's it.
I think Ronan hit it. Ronan said that's machismo. Machismo. That brothers lack with knowing how to actually talk with women. Ronan is an older brother. Nothing wrong with that. But Ronan was around like me before there was dating apps.
You want he coming?
Let me know if you want to come up, Ronan. And I'll throw the link for you. You know, at the time there was no dating apps. There was none of that. You got it out the mud. When you want to talk to a girl, you had to have your game. You had to be able to talk to her. You had to be able to have a swag, you know, get on with her. It wasn't that like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
Baby, can I tell you something?
What's that?
As an American guy, if you want to get any Hispanic Latino woman, all you gotta do is try to say one word in Spanish. And that would melt us. Because at least you're trying. At least we see, hey, he trying, you know, he's so cute. It's like when somebody is learning a new language.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sounds like, I hate my accent, but I find people in different parts here, they'd be like, I love your accent. I'm like, yeah, and I hate it. But it's the same thing. When you guys open your mouth and try to say hola, say hola.
Hola, señorita.
Like, hola, señorita. Hola,
tu cuerpo
muñeca.
es muy bonito. Yo quiero todo contigo.
Tú sabes, you know, those little things, that's a game right there. But they so desperate about, let me get it right now. Let me get it fast. And if no, I can pay. I use my money. That they don't enjoy the process.
Mm-hmm.
They don't enjoy the real culture. They meet the real women from country like my country, like the popular country. We see guys traveling over there.
Because it is a difference between getting fucked and getting made love to you. When you get a Latina to make that love to you, boy, when your toes start curling up, you're like, God, and that bitch put it down on me. The hell she doing? You know, it's a whole different experience. It's not even the same. I got one more. Well, I'll play this if Ronan or anybody want to come up, let me know. I'll put the link inside the chat. Now I know we're talking bad, but there are some Latino. You know, brothers do love them Latinos, whether they crazy or not. Here go one. I think they're from New York. Let's see what they think.
Come my way, like hit me up.
Dominican girls and black guys are like this.
I love my Dominicans,
but they toxic though.
Yeah,
I love that toxic shit. I want her to beat me.
Want her to
beat me up type shit, like
and choke you, right?
Yeah, no, pause. But like, I want to put her hands on me.
I ain't gonna lie. I agree with him. I like Dominicans like that. Feel me? I love when they abuse me type shit.
That toxic shit is sexy.
Can I see you guys choke each other to see?
That's mad fool.
So I had to kick her out for a minute. I told her I need something to drink. You know how the brother got to get a drink in. You know, you get your submissive woman, go get you a drink. But even with the bad things, when you get a good one, they good. So how do the women feel, or how does your family feel? What they really think about like a foreigner when you marry a foreigner? Because even if your family in New York, you know, what do they think? Oh man, she married a black dude, or how does like your Arabic person, how they feel about us?
I mean, as soon you guys treat us right, that's it. You know, because it's like I give to you my daughter, I give to you my cousin, my niece. Just treat them well. Just respect her. She will be in another country, like me. When I come here, what my mom say to you, you know, it's like I give it to you all. What you going to do with what I give it to you? Mm-hmm. And I think most they give me a good quality life.
But do they?
Or money is about.
Do they? I mean, they'll put up, and the thing is, they'll put up with stuff from Latinos that they wouldn't even put up from brothers. I know it seems weird.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, say like one of your cousins, she'll get cheated on she'll date when Latinos get cheated on, but they don't do it with brothers. It's because we don't have that swag. We just look at it and we lost it. We lost it. We think we go to these countries, and if you're in an area and you can say, yo, come here, it's because you're not game that you're getting. It's just they want the money.
Yeah.
And that's all they coming at you for. The real game is to go somewhere where they don't go, where there's none of that, and be able to get a 10 out of the club. That's the game. Bring you a 10 out of the club.
But they don't have that game, you know. They don't even know how acting, and they don't even know how to make a difference between which one, even when they're going out. Because they don't know. They use so much to pro that when they go into a different city, they try to approach women in the same way, and they get it in trouble for that.
Yeah, they don't like us. I remember we went to Colombia. We was in Cali, and we was talking to those girls, and they was just like, oh, and we weren't in Cali. We were in maybe Medellin, but the girls was from Cali, and she was like, oh nah. She's like, the way the Cali men do it. Oh, remember she was like, they slap us and they spit on us. She was like,
she was crazy.
I mean,
they slap us and we like that.
Yeah, she was like, we be making love and they just hit us and they spit on us.
Oh, Dominicans. Like, I mean, Dominicans are, I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was like nobody does it like our culture. You know, we'll deal with your American men, but we really like this. We really don't like you guys. We really like how they roll.
How they do it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's also somebody that is from a different culture. It's a challenge, and everywhere, in every sense, the language barrier, the cultural challenge about things that we like, things are different, the way we act in, Dominicans can talk with their hands, with their eyes, with their mouth, and then we can be in a place and be like, and people be like, "Hey," because you know me for so long that you used to. But if not, you be like, "What they talking about? What they doing?" But we communicate in that way. So there's so many challenges dating somebody outside your race that you have to be in love and you really want things work out.
I'm gonna bring my man Ronan to the stage. My man Ronan, how you doing, brother? How's it?
Hey, how you guys doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Yanel.
meet you.
You were
Nice to
you were
meet you.
old school in the sense that what I mean old school, you know how it was before the modern time when you needed some game to talk to them, and you've been around enough to know,
Hey.
how to pick and choose. So what is it that the guys are missing when they go to these countries and they think I got one, and what they really think about them?
Bro, I've been married twice, so you know the history. You know what I'm saying? 4 grown sons, grandchildren, So at the end of the day, I tell a lot of people this. Being in the military, looking at different cultures, traveling the world, and military-wise, civilian-wise, I used to equate, I'm going to bring up Australia. We went to Australia in the 80s, early 90s. And when I got there, I was like, wow, the people are so friendly. They're so nice. And I kind of equated it to the morals of the 1950s in America. But it was 1990 at the time, 1991. You know what I mean? So, and even with the culture of the girl I'm talking to now in the Philippines, even though they're behind development-wise, that moral level is still there. These are the things we've lost in America. So it's not an old thing. It's just a thing that we've forgotten to do here in America.
But do you think it's just the men or the women? Because I seen an interview when the woman was like, pay for half. Like only in the Western countries, like I seen Sweden and some other places where they like, oh, in France. France was another one. The dudes like, we do not pay for their date, we pay half. But when you go to a traditional country, I mean, that's not even a concept. Like you're going, you're not going to pay that.
I think it's really what we're talking about is the morals of America and Western civilizations have severely been laxed, both women and men. And I still relate it back to the historical breakdown of the nuclear family, making women and feminism, making women more independent, wanting to be boss chicks and operate outside of a family unit and respecting men, women being encouraged to be better than men. How's that ever going to happen? Truly, you know what I mean? Mentally wise, but physically and all the other things, no. It's not going to happen ever.
But do you think the younger generation has lost game? I mean, because like the girl was saying, she's like, yeah, once we get here, I mean, what you got to offer us?
See, that's the thing. We say game. I don't use that word.
What word do you use?
Social skills.
Yeah.
Knowing how to carry a conversation, knowing how to read a room, how to be respectful to cultures and people that are surrounding you, trying to have a little bit of understanding and not going in with an attitude like Austin said the other week. I'm an American. When he was filming incorrectly, walking down the street, and the guy that was local said, hey, stop filming here. He might have been trying to help Austin. There might have been some bad guys on the street that didn't want to get caught on film. He trying to save the man's life, and all he did was copy an attitude. Not even being socially aware, brother.
That happened in, I want to say Colombia, where was a prominent guy. He was a photographer, and he was video innocent man just walking down the street,
right,
and just taking pictures because that's just what he did,
right.
And they killed him because he didn't know what neighborhood he was in. He didn't know how the culture went. He didn't know how to do that. And I think when I say game, that swagger, that swagger, Ronan. When you used to go to a club, you could look across the room, you get a girl the eye, she give you the eye, you can talk to her.
Man,
none of that. The guy just like, come here. Like we went back to the 8 chain.
dudes don't know how to command a room no more. They don't know how to walk in a room and command it where chicks are turning around, and so are the dudes. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie, we've
Yes,
been in
ma'am.
a places and they are that you know that the guys want to dancing and they ask for permission, but they can watching you in the room and they've been talking to you like, let's go
Right.
dancing. Like, hey,
They ain't said a word. Ain't
they
nothing
don't
came
say
out their
word,
mouth.
and you already know, and you see the lady walk into the middle of outside the table, and the guys coming, and then they're ready to dance. But dance for us is something normal. That is nothing disrespectful, or you're going to do anything else. But for when they go into our country and they see things like that, they're going crazy too. It's like they're not used to anything. But just because they don't learn about the culture, the country you're going to visit. If you're going to visit a country, do your research. Go on internet and find out how they acting, what they like, what things.
Hold up, that takes effort. Some of these dudes don't want to put in effort. Doing research before they take a trip. They just want to hop on a plane and have an instant gratification. These are the things that these guys look for. They don't know how to do the research. They don't want to put in any work. They just want to show up, show out, get somebody to fall down on their knees and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
they don't know how to work for what they got. They have their hands out. That's that generation.
But then later on,
1 second. Shout out to Big Rello for joining. Appreciate it. The media MVP in the house. Ronin out. Don't leave us, Ronin.
No, I had to grab a drink.
Hey, you all right? You right with it. Another thing is, all right. I remember I was in DR. I was in this club, and this dude, I'm not doing the Diddy thing, but he wasn't the most attractive brother there. This dude could salsa, man. He could salsa so good that chicks was waiting for him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was like one after the other. And we go there and think, oh, we got a reggaeton, we got a hip hop. That's really not the culture in DR or any Latin American culture. No. They dance an entirely different way.
Oh yeah.
The dude can steal your girl. I mean, you may think you got her, but he know how to lay it down. I mean, you know how we used to do back in the day. You get the slow music on. You doing your slow grind with them. You jamming. That's how it is. What they doing. They
that wasn't me, brother. I was in the club. I knew every new dance. Even when I had a girl, we had routines to certain dances. Mm-hmm. There were just certain dances you had a routine for. We'd go on the dance floor and show out. Half the chicks sitting there watching from the side, like, damn, if you can move like that on a dance floor. These are the things you play with on a woman's mind. When they can see a man that knows how to move, the imagination starts flowing in a woman's mind. These guys don't know that kind of game.
Exactly.
Women are watching you all throughout this club. You sitting there with your back up against the wall. In a culture that knows how to dance, enjoys dancing, enjoys music.
Yep.
What's going to scare them though? Nothing wrong with the passport bros, but when these chicks in the U.S. get their act together and they go over there, that's why they go over there and get their mind blown. They go over there, just like us. A dude dance with her, he taking her out. He like, damn, man. They never experience somebody give them that kind of attention, that kind of
the kind of treatment again,
right?
The way they've been treated, they've been like treating as you are the most amazing thing I see.
Absolutely,
because that's how most of the men in Latin country do,
right?
And how they treat us.
But again, like you guys talked about earlier, you can't do that with low-hanging fruit because the good ones are watching you.
Passport Blueprint says, dancing was my thing to pick up women in the club. Now, brother, you have not lied about that. I'm telling you, I had to learn how to get my merengue, my bachata, my salsa, my kumba, all of that. Cumbia. Well, if you go, and especially dudes who like I think there's a big festival in August in Cali, Colombia. Cali, Colombia is the #1 place in the world for salsa. If you go down there and can't jam, they're like, I mean, you can expand your game so much, especially being a gringo and you go somewhere and you can put them moves on. It opens up the door in ways you won't even think about. Even if you get an old lady, I've been in a place, I just grabbed me the old lady. I'm like,
bro, that's the ticket right there. What are you talking about? That's game. You get an old lady or even a chunky one, and you can get out there and move. All the other ones are standing in line wanting to punch their ticket next for you to dance with them.
What they don't understand, and this is what I found out, in America, it's all upper body. We dancing like this. We just all upper body. When you go down south, they all in them hips, man.
It's that footwork.
Like, he know how to move hips right. He know how to stay on beat with me. He tagging me. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
You're right.
But they don't
see,
know
those are the
that.
things from back in the day.
Yeah,
we danced back in the day.
Yeah, you had to.
Yeah.
Because
like
back in the day.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That was the thing. And that's why I keep going back to our ethics have changed so drastically, so much with feminism and different corruptions within our community, man. It's night and day from going outside the United States to any one of those cultures. You can go to Colombia, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Thailand, you can go to any one of these countries, man. And the ethics when it comes to true relationships is still intact.
Yeah. Shout out to Media MVP TV. Y'all about to have me signing up from some salsa class this week. Shout out, brother. I'm going to tell you, back when we was in Cincinnati in the summertime.
We taking classes.
Yeah, we took classes, and every Thursday, they used to have what they call salsa on the square. Now, you think, you'll be downtown. It's the big square. They had a band there. And you wouldn't even know because, the Latinos would be way out in the somewhere in the suburbs in the cut. Man, salsa on the square on Thursday, you had some of the finest Latinas there. You like, where did this girl come from? And they out there jamming salsa, looking good. And the brothers and you know what we doing? We sitting on the sideline with a drink like this. Can't talk
But they
to
even
them.
scared to take the initiative. Show me.
Yep.
I don't know, but teach me. And that's it.
And Ronan, you know who was winning? The white dudes. That we was talking, you on the sideline and you talking about him like, dang, that brother ain't got no rhythm. He don't know.
It don't matter. He's trying.
And they loved him for it. They like, I got the gringo. I'm gonna show and they showing the gringo. They hip to hip with him. I was like, man, that's what it is.
That's the first thing you should do the minute you get off the plane. If you haven't already scheduled it when you're planning on going, schedule to go to a dance class or two.
Yep.
You want to meet some good chicks? Go to a dance class.
Yep.
Go to a dance class because after that dance class, somebody's gonna want to go practice.
That's what they do.
They're gonna want to go out that weekend. They're going to want to go hang out in a group. And now you're in a group of people that you just met, but they're going to make you familiar with the locals because they're going to introduce you as, hey, this is a guy I met while we were at a dance class, which means you're trying to take an effort of learning the culture and the way they enjoy music and dance.
Yep.
Yes.
Bro, there's no better entry point to meeting a good person besides doing things like that.
I'm going to let you read this comment, and I'm going to comment on what Ronan says. I think this is from Jay Alex, one of your many admirers.
Janelle, love your content. My Dominican sis. Hope you guys continue to grow your relationship. Stay blessed. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey.
We need to go to Puerto Rico. We was there last summer, but he mentioned
that was a family's vacation spot.
Yes.
But Ronan, this is what they do. And I've seen this. Like, I know guys, and you can be intimidated because when you got some dudes who know how to salsa, they can do it. But I know a lot of clubs, salsa clubs, say the club open at 10. They'll have like from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, just some practice.
Right.
And you can go in there and that's when you with the girls one-on-one. Yeah. You getting your game in before anybody rolled up. And you like, damn.
Yo, man, don't put this out for everybody to understand, man. Come on, you giving out some good nuggets. They ain't gonna catch it. They ain't gonna catch these nuggets. What's going on?
No, but you know what, Ronnie, and I think we need to make a educational channel for the ones that are really looking for long-term relationship or find or really know the Dominican women's,
Right.
not the ones that you pay for play, or good Colombian women's, you know, real women's.
Right.
We need to educate them because they think everything is about a phone and an app. It is not. You
Mm-mm.
can tweet them right and left as much as you want, but that don't determine it. Like
You don't know the background of the family
no-
that you're dealing with that chick. You don't know
not-
her toxic
nothing.
traits. You don't know nothing.
And when I see they posting like I met this chick and we see all the videos, I'm like, we know what you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just text a woman right now and a couple minutes later you with that person in a bar or ending in a hotel room or spending the night with you when you only spent a couple hours, what make you think she really like you? She made me feel special. Are you serious?
This is where I parted. I know everybody, the Godfather, shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, but this is where I really had a big disagreement with him on. He was talking about escorts and all, if you're young, you got to get your escort, practice, get your sex in so you can learn. I completely disagreed. Here go the reason why. As you know, Kevin Samuels, he was in sales.
Right. So was I. Uh-oh. That me or them?
Yeah. So if somebody just said
you hung up for a minute, I don't know if that was me or you guys.
No, that might have been us.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. There.
Yeah. There we go. I think it's just it's trying to connect to I have some routers. It's trying to connect to my different Wi-Fi. So hopefully it doesn't mess up.
It's back.
Yeah. So this is where I disagree with Kevin on. He was saying, oh, if you're young, learn, get your escort, do this. And I would compare it to this. Kevin was a salesman.
Right.
If he walked into sales and somebody said, here goes your accounts. He never had to work for them. He didn't know how to do them. That's great. He's getting accounts. He's making money, except when he loses those accounts.
Right.
He didn't go through the struggle to get it. And to compare that to how I'm talking about with men and women, when you came up and you had to go talk to them, you got rejected. You knew what worked, what didn't work. You had to. It was like you're honing in on your skills. I knew some dudes. We used to say, man, he got a golden tongue because he could just talk them out of the panties. He knew exactly what to say, how to say it, It was like he was a salesman to the women. And
right.
I think we forgot that. And I think what happens is a lot of guys, they'll go down there and look, I have no problem. You want to pay for it? You pay for, if you're a big guy, not that attractive, you paying for all this. But what is your end goal? Because
that shouldn't even matter either. Half the excuses they use for these dating coaches, you ugly, you big, whatever. If you know what you're doing and you know how to talk, you can be funny as hell and be big and still pull a cute chick.
Oh no, but
these
what I'm
are
saying,
all
they just hone in
contradictions.
on their skills.
Yeah,
they don't have no skills. They
don't.
I'm saying so they went down there, they paid for that chick, they got their sex, and they got some fine chicks. But what is the end game? Meaning, are you gonna come back to the United States? Did you learn anything? Can you talk to a girl now? What can you do? You got to keep going back down there. You got, that's where your thing is. And you'll hear him
you're
like,
going down there to pay for it. You ain't learned a damn thing.
Yep.
But
you could have stayed in the United States and did that.
Yeah.
But I guess the satisfaction is like, I have a 10 with me.
No, they're not even getting 10s, I have to. I'm pushing back on that. They're not even getting 10s while they're going down there,
But in their mind, it is.
Oh yeah, for them it's a 10, Ronan.
Maybe.
If you used to dealing with 2s and you get a 5, you done made it come up.
Because that's the way they acting. No, for real. That's the way they acting, and you be like, sometimes I feel embarrassing. In my culture, decimos en español.
That says a lot.
We say in Spanish, vergüenza ajena. I feel embarrassing
for them.
Of you. I feel embarrassing for your situation.
Right.
I mean, it's not mine, but just for look at you going through or look what you're doing, you ashame me.
Right. I agree with you.
That's the reality.
You're absolutely right. I agree.
It's like more quality. I'd rather to have quality than
versus quantity. Yeah.
And they think I hit 5 chicks in my tree. Okay.
And see, that's the thing. As we get older, it stops becoming about the numbers game, and it becomes about quality versus
Correct.
quantity.
Yep.
And if you're going to go through the effort, it needs to be damn well worth your goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the
If
day,
you got that game, you can get them. You can get them here. You can get them
Yeah.
there. It's not an issue.
I date in the United States. I took sand to the beach for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just started dating a Filipino chick.
All right.
You know, so we're gonna see where that goes. But at the end of the day, you know, I've never had a problem with my mouthpiece. I never had a problem pulling a chick. You know, I never had a problem getting on the dance floor and dancing. I never had a problem with even talking to a chick, walking up to them, being friendly, starting an open conversation. But again, like Kevin Samuels, I've been in executive sales. I've run sales organizations. I know how to talk. And that's something that we are lacking with these generations because they've sat in the house, played computer games, and only socialize through the internet and chat. They don't know how to physically interact with each other.
True.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this one out from Media MVP. I want to see if you agree with this. Honestly, as a man, I feel that successful relationships I had were with the women who chased and wanted me. When a man chases a woman, when a man chases, most women will turn into a game. Do you agree?
Me?
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, you
with
know,
you.
ladies first.
I
yeah.
chased you. I asked him to marry me. I chased him.
She proposed to
I
you?
always-
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
I asked
That's
him.
some strong game right there. That's some strong game. Go ahead,
I
brother.
was like, you know what? We've been dating for 3 years. He don't make any move. This is my last chance. I will ask. If he say no, this is over, because it was like, you know, it was by the time that everybody was like, but he play games, because that's another thing. As soon you are dating somebody outside your culture,
Right.
that's the mentality. That person is using you, is playing games, because
Right.
that's they used to hear. They come to country like us just for painting these big pictures for us, and it's not real. It's not really. Or they
Right.
marry here and just go back and forth. And I
Right.
proposed him.
So she always says this. So I'm gonna ask you this question: do you love me more, or do I love you more? What you think?
I think you love me more.
You think I love you more?
No, I mean,
because you always say, oh, I love you more. I love you
I
more.
don't know, because
she always say that.
That's a key question. I'm going to tell you why after she gets done answering.
I mean,
because you're the one that's always like trying to. She, you know,
okay.
she do more the romantic.
Yes,
I'll be on focus.
That's what I say. I say more like I'm more like more
mushy,
physical touching, more caring, more on him all the time. That I say all the time, I think I love you more. But then about actions, all the good things that he do as a husband, being a leader, being a provider, be the head of the house, protect me, making sure everything is right. And it's like, okay, I mean, who love more? But we express and showing love in different ways.
Exactly.
That's the
but
thing.
I think Media MVP is right. You have to have a woman who sees you as the prize in a sense.
Absolutely.
If you continually trying to chase her and pay for her, it becomes a point where you know, she's just looking for the next best thing.
Right.
You know, she's temporary until she finds something, and you will constantly. I've been there. You know, like where it's like, man, you're constantly trying to prove something. You got to go, and that's why I tell guys when y'all go out, the worst thing you can do is take a chick to a nice restaurant. I mean, because now you set an expectation.
You set an expectation that's beyond belief, and you cannot go below it. But let me answer to that question that you said, and what Media said. Yes, a woman should love you a little bit more than you possibly love her. But like just clarified, women and men love differently.
Correct.
If a man loves you, he'll jump in front of a bullet for you. He'll stop a moving car for you. There's a different type of love. So the woman has to show more emotion toward that man, but on the back end, we might not show it, but we're going to demonstrate it like said. She's going to see that love by the action that man has toward her.
Yep.
So both are right. Yes, the woman needs to show more love, but at the end of the day, the man loves as deep, if not deeper, because he's willing to give up his life. He'll work 15, 20 hours to make sure that woman has everything she needs.
And I tell her, I say,
that kind of loyalty.
I say, have you ever gone hungry?
No.
Exactly.
I said, your phone ever been off? The lights ever been off? You ever had not gas in your car?
Right. That's all love.
Exactly.
That's dedication.
But it is different.
That's motivation for us. You know what I'm saying? We are better when we have a woman to complete us. It stops us from being distracted, from finding the woman, to being more focused and centered so we can be more productive.
But here's the thing, Ronan. Ask this. That same question, we just asked it. Do you think, that guys love more? But I would say it's the reverse with the passport bros going over there. They get hooked on something. I seen brothers get hooked on and fall in love with those chicks over there.
It's an experience. I hate to say it. It's just an experience.
Yeah, they never have it.
And it comes from these guys like we've been talking. These guys have never been exposed to a halfway decent looking woman. Okay. And so they get over there and they get the PW. We know what that is without me having to say it.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
Well, you can explain
it. Female body part and whipped. Let's put it.
Okay.
Okay.
But they blow their mind.
Right.
That's
exactly.
what it is. And they've been interacting with women that are not really looking for relationship. They only want to take advantage and money from you, and they feel, oh, she play me. No, she don't play you.
Played yourself.
You're still in that situation.
Absolutely.
So you cannot come and complain and talk back about any woman in other culture when you know what you're going through.
Right. And you went over there with the express purpose of finding a woman just so you can sleep with them. Now that you got had, all of a sudden she played you. No, you played yourself because you knew what the game was when you stepped off the plane.
Exactly.
And Passport Blueprint says this generation don't know how to actually interact with each other. It's all telecommunication rather than face to face.
Amen.
I remember when I called a girl. I called her. It was like, what are you calling me for? Like the whole thing, like you're not supposed to. I gave you the number. I told you to contact me, but that don't mean call me. That mean we just supposed to keep texting. And I'm like, man, they don't know.
You see this big old fun? No, I don't play with my thumbs like that. Come on. We need to have general conversations.
They don't even know how to read body language.
Yeah, I don't think
women.
They and this is what happens when you deal with the prostitutes. You do know you fuck, but you don't know how to make love. Because you get a dude, because when you know how to make love to a chick, she ain't gonna leave. She coming back. she rolling.
Come on, don't tell them the secrets now.
That's just how they do it. And the brothers don't know that. And I heard Fresh and Fit saying like, "Oh, I don't go down," or "I don't do this. Sex is all about pleasing me." And I say to the young brother, "Let me meet your girl."
He ain't never had a chick quivering after you got done.
Exactly. Let me meet your girl and let me show her. Yeah, you think it ain't nothing? That girl would do everything to leave you. She might be with you for a moment, but she ain't staying with you. It's crazy. So what? Back on our subject, how do you think they really? You've been all over and you've heard the talks. How do you think they think of Americans in general, passport brothers maybe specifically? In these other countries, what do you think their perception of it is?
Both you and Yanel have hit on key points throughout this whole conversation between classism, and that's why I say on a lot of these other panels, look, we fight every day in the United States with the mentality, oh, we're black, so we got to prove ourselves. When you go into other cultures, the race thing ain't the issue.
Correct.
Now it's a classism type of situation that's going on. They're looking at how you carry yourself. Yeah, you're going in there with a distinct advantage with a blue book, American money. You're going in there with a different type of level of entry point to get into the dating game. So now they're going to read you on how you're moving.
Exactly.
Are you going to stay low class and deal with the streetwalkers, or are you going to really challenge yourself and try to come up with the level of class of woman that you really deserve when you come in that culture? They're reading you.
Exactly.
You know, and that's in every culture. It's classism. It's not racism. They don't give a damn about your skin tone. They look at advantages. Arranged marriages are still going on. You get what I'm saying? Certain families will only marry certain families because it betters the overall group.
Yeah.
I know meeting MVP, I'm gonna have to agree. He says, I feel blessed to have grown up in my time. I'm 43 and my wife is watching the show with me.
Right.
The new generation growing up on phone and apps is scary now because
Amen.
people show their best online. Boy,
Mhm.
I just couldn't. I'm
You get
glad
that
I'm glad I grew up when I grew up.
Me too.
So am I.
It separated the boys from the men. It separated, you know, and here's the thing. I'm glad I got bullied. You know, I was big, but even though I was strong where I was at, you know, if you in the second grade, a fifth grader gonna bully you. They just bigger.
But the bullying was different.
But I'm glad I got bullied because you know what? It made me get my game up. It made me get my athleticism up. All of that. I was like, man, you know, I don't want to be called this. You know, in the
We
black
took the
community,
challenge. We took
man,
the
we
challenge
go at it.
and charged at it. We didn't run away from it. We didn't shy away from it. We charged at that challenge.
That's right.
Like,
So
yeah,
we
you got
took-
us today, but tomorrow's a different day.
Yeah.
And you didn't see now it's all about what I can show you.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I got the car, I got this. Before it was just how I could talk to you. Can I approach you? Can I say the right things to you? How can I treat you? How can I get you, you know, to roll? And they don't understand, man. You used to be a phone doctor. You used to be able to get on that phone.
And the phone from home, no?
Yeah, you on the phone and you just saying all the right things. It's a whole different way that you can roll with.
You know, the cord that was all the way in the other room, you would take the cord all the way into your room, try to close the door. You got that long ass cord. You sitting there trying to run game. Your mom comes in the house, sees the cord dragged all the way out to your house, your room. Like, what you doing in there? Who you talking to?
And so before you even meet the chick, or not when saying meet them, they was already in love with you when you set it up.
Right.
If you know how to talk, if you know to do that, it was already ready to roll with you. You had them. All you had to do was just close.
You had this.
Close it.
You had this. You had the mind. You had the imagination. You had the fantasy going of the first meeting. You had that bond going. You had a mental and spiritual connection at that point. These guys don't know how to do these things.
No.
So what I know we talk about the guys, but what about the girls? Do you think they don't even understand either?
No. We're in the
It's the same.
60th year of women raising women to be independent, strong-minded. The hell we're trying to work it out and try to teach how to work with a man. You better than that man.
Here's how I know, and it might just be the generation. There was a time I parked the car and the girl I was with was walking into the line. And there was a goo who like grabbed her, you know, and come here. And she's like, what the fuck, what are you doing? You know, he's like, come here, baby, or something. And then I walked up and I was like, man, does that really work?
Right.
We in line and some other girls came up. He did the same thing. And they're like, hey, what's up? I was like, that's what it worked. They was a cut. I don't know if they was just accustomed to that type of attitude, that treatment, but it was a separation. You could see what type of girl it was. But are the women today just so accustomed to that?
They either want a bad boy or they don't want anything at all. If you're not rich and a geek, they want that bad boy that's going to be rough, abusive in all kind of ways, so they can live out whatever mental fantasy they have. Then when they're tired of being abused, now all of a sudden they want that geek, that good guy again.
But it's we go back to the same we was talking before. As relationship take time. You have to build. You have to work in. It's a everyday work. Relationship is a everyday work.
It's an investigation.
Yes.
You're investigating. When you're talking, you're interrogating similarly, but you're not. You're investigating where this person's head is at, both men and women. The women are trying to feel you out and figure out what you're really about, and if you running game or if you actually telling the truth. Things have to be verified, you know, through constant conversation. They might double back and ask you the same question twice just to see if you're going to answer it the same way, because they remember every goddamn answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Before it was everything was more easy because we don't have that C plan in our brain that we always need to look for negative or we always
Right.
need to be checking. Before it was like if it work, if it's not work, okay, move on.
So
Right.
here go my thing,
And
Rona.
now it's like the high expectation as well that they believe in those perfect relationship they posted in social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not true. I mean,
It's not.
every relationship is different, and all relationships going through the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And when you see a long-term relationship, the
They've
question
been through
you
some
should
stuff.
ask, if you want to find out what is the key,
Mm-hmm.
what you've been forgetting in your relationship.
Exactly.
That's the only question you gotta do. It's no magic power for making work. It's no
Mm-mm.
magic words that it's nothing you can do. It's all about what you've been forgiveness. And you
Right.
have the key there. Because
Yeah.
right now is women, especially women, feel like empowered. And the point that it's like you do a minimum things to me and things are over. I can find a better one.
Right.
Oh, really? And then you will be jumped from relationship to relationship because you don't deal with that, because you don't deal with a guy. But you
Right.
gotta work on yourself and find out why I acting that way.
I think media MVP TV hit it right. But before I read out his comment, my question to you, Rona, why do most Black men, what are they seeking when they go overseas? When they say, I want to see if you hit on it, because I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Or just men,
Listen,
men in general.
I can't answer for passport bros specifically because I'm not them and I'm far beyond that. I know when I was young, I did young things, but they claim to want to go over and find a good woman that they can possibly marry. Their actions and what they demonstrate, with their actions and what they're demonstrating are not equaling out what they're saying that they're about.
So the question is, they go overseas because they want a traditional submissive woman.
Right.
Don't you, a traditional woman, don't you think that same woman wants a traditional type man?
Say that again for the people.
They want a traditional type man. They want a
Okay.
man that's going to be able to take care of them, open the doors, be romantic. They go over there with this. It's just like they go over there with this modern, and they think that's going to land them.
Right. You can't.
No.
Those countries are not America, and America are not those countries. You have to separate the two. I equated out, and one of the biggest things that started off is escaping the Matrix. Okay. If you really delved into all the series of the Matrices, there are multiple matrices. All it is the rule of that land. You can jump from one server to another. You just have to understand what the server rules are. Okay.
Correct.
But there are still values and everything else that goes to every culture. Okay, so you're not escaping one thing to go into this magical fantasy land. There are rules and to the game in those countries as well. And like said earlier, if you're not preparing to go to these countries, stop it.
Yeah.
Do a little research. Open a book. Go Google it. Figure it out.
ChatGPT now.
Yeah, thank you.
Media MVT says, I want to ask you this question too. I find a lot of women these days will leave relationships or get divorced because she wants to be happy all of a sudden. Like women. So what about your friends? Well, maybe not your friends, but people that say, I'm just not happy anymore.
I went through that. My second marriage.
Yeah.
For no reason. I'm just not happy.
But it was a lot of little details and little things that was adding for you don't feel being happy. And
right. It wasn't me, it was her. And I had nursed her back from being disabled. 9-year relationship.
But women always feel, like we can go through it. We go through like the bad, the rough, the down, the out. It's like, I don't know if they just not built for that.
But that's the thing. Men are built to dig in. Women are just like not just hypergamy, but now they're taught to go with their feelings. It should always be about their feelings. It's not sacrifice. Now, ultimately, really, marriage is about, gaining legacy, raising children, things like that. After you have children, the marriage gets a back seat to the priority of your child that you guys have. Raising that child to make sure it can have its best advantages once it's grown. The selfishness of what I want versus what she wants, kind of takes a backseat a little bit to that. Yes, you still need to make sure each other is happy, but ultimately, you guys being together is still going to benefit that child. Breaking
Does
up
that
a
have-
home just because you feel like I'm not happy, you're not benefiting yourself ultimately, and you definitely are not going to benefit our child by doing that.
It was like
what do they get divorced for in your country? Is it I'm just not happy? What I mean, what do
No,
people say that?
happy is not, no, because we fight for our marriage. And in my country, in my culture, we fight for our marriage. We can get a divorce for abuse, control, or cheating. Like you cheating in a way that is like, hey, you embarrassing me so bad that I cannot move forward. I cannot keep working in this relationship because you did something really
Publicly. You did.
publicly, or you have a baby outside the marriage, those kind of things. But like I'm unhappy or we going through a poor tough situation, it's weird when you see that.
So that's I don't. We give up on. You know why? I think, Ronan, one reason is in the United States, like they say, even like say the thing with Diddy, it's like, oh, just wait till the next news person comes out, we forget about it. And that's how we are. We quick to move on. We quick to the next thing. Nothing really holds our attention.
Instant gratification.
So when you date these younger people, you know, they constantly got to be in the attention. That's why I knew girls that like
the
drama.
word of the day, and every time I say it, it's a sense of entitlement that these generations have now that we knew better to have back in the day.
Well, we had to plan for everything. For us was the long haul. You know, nothing was
A, B, C, and a backup D plan. We had multiple levels of plans. It wasn't just, oh, I'm not happy, fuck it, I'm throwing in the rags. No, it was multiple options. We knew things were going to happen. You had to roll with the punches, as they say back in the day.
But it was set up. Everything was patient. I'm just thinking about even my life. I remember when after you do popcorn on the stove, there was no microwave. You had the little jiffy thing you move back and forth.
And you put it in the pot sometimes.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everything was slow. It's like you couldn't get there. You had your phone. You called somebody before they was called waiting. Your phone was busy. I mean, it was a whole process to get you to learn that patience, to get you to do it. You worked a job for a longer time. Here it's so instant. I worked a job, I don't like it, I quit.
Right.
You know, I move on. So everything is instantaneous. And I think that happens when it comes to relationships. It's just instantaneous.
Technology and convenience and entitlement, right along with the fact that the world has shrunk with the advent of computers and internet. You know, I remember it was just girls within a certain county you could meet the baddest chick in your county. That was the chick. It wasn't some chick that was over in a whole nother country. It was either the best looking chick in your high school, a competing high school that maybe you guys ran track against each other, or played basketball or played football against. You might have met up with a chick that was in an alternate school or something like that. You didn't have the wide selection and the availability of contacting any old body all over the world, nor did you even know what they looked like. So you stayed with what was safe. You knew what was going on in your town. You knew what was going on in the surrounding cities. You didn't venture off that far.
Yeah. And I know the title is What They Really Think Dating Abroad Exposed. And I've watched some of Austin Hollerman. And you can see that he leads with that American passport, that American persona. And in some countries, it worked. In other countries, like I forgot where he was at, Padway somewhere, and he's like, there's no game here. Like none of that worked. You come up with the camera, you're talking in the gym, none of it worked. Because it wasn't anything to them. You needed more than just, I got a camera and I got a passport to get somewhere. That's when you're there.
That's when you gotta have a personality.
Exactly.
You gotta know how to talk. You gotta be able to read a room, read a chick. You gotta be able to look at her, you know, softness, or whether she's, you know, clenched up a little bit, a little hesitant about talking. You got to be able to read body language.
Yep.
They don't know how to do that either.
No, they don't even know how to communicate, honestly.
Well, bro, I'm not going to hold this up longer. You know, we will be back next Thursday. Or I'm sorry.
Tuesday.
next Tuesday, and this is going to be Ask Yanil. So
He's
it's
putting
on
you on
there.
the
Any
spot.
question you want to ask
You
about
ready?
dating, love, all of that, she's going to be open to answer all the questions.
Why are you going to throw
No
it to the
holds
Lions?
barred.
Why are you going to throw it to the Lions then like that?
I don't know.
She got to survive. She got to survive.
We actually knew our community growing up.
Nowadays, a lot of people never get out the neighborhoods. I know. That's crazy.
Or
I
get out of the
remember-
garage, the basement, even go
Yeah.
outside.
I remember when I grow up, when we get back from the school, we're supposed to do homework and then do the chores, eat dinner,
Right.
and then we go out and play.
Right.
And all our friends, we was playing like really play, not like these
Right.
things,
Right.
virtual, nothing like that. We sometimes play a games with rocks, with a little rocks and a little bowl or a little empty
We are very inventive.
container or something, and we was having fun. When it was like 9:30 or 9:45, they call us, okay, it's time to go to bed. We was mad about it's like
Having
I'm
to go
tired,
in.
but we're
Yeah.
playing. But we don't have that right now. And technology, yes, is great, is a fantastic tool, but also it's taking away a good thing.
Social skills. No social skills at all.
And family, like a
Very key.
family quality time with family. It take a lot of stuff from us that we don't even realize.
You go out to eat. We went out to eat, and it was the mom and dad talking to every other kid. They had their phone like this. I mean, they're just watching the whole. It wasn't even part of it.
Right. You remember back in the day when they had the announcement at like 8 or 9 o'clock? It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah.
Because we stayed out so late, they had to remind the parents, hey, go check on your kids. They out there and they might be a little quiet. So go check on them. Where your kids at? You know, they used to have to remind the parents to come look for us because we kept ourselves busy outside.
And I don't know in your culture, but in my culture, parents talk. We play but parents talk too and socialize.
Oh, yeah.
When there was time to go inside. I don't know in here how the things work.
Our generation, Fearless would say the same thing. Our generation, our parents talk to us. They try to give us life lessons. They made sure we had mentors. Even though my mom divorced from my father, I still had church mentors. I had uncles. I had men in my life that were still mentoring me. You know, she didn't think she could do it on her own. She didn't need no man, not even family, to help raise another man. She thought she could teach a man. That's what's going on now. You got women that think they can teach a man how to be a man, and they're teaching them incorrectly. They're teaching them lead with emotion, not analytical thought processes, not teaching them how to plan. Most women react off of emotion. They don't know how to plan out things. B, C, D plans. You know, big differences.
Well, Ronan, man, I greatly appreciate you joining us tonight.
Appreciate the invite.
Make sure that everyone joins. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next week, Ronan. And now for our final thoughts. The show, what do women really think about the passport bros and dating a bride? Here's the thing, guys. They think y'all suckers. If you go to the low-hanging fruit, they think y'all suckers, no swagger, Western Union poppies, all of that. If you want to have a different perception of you, there's a thing that says if you want to change the people around you, change the people around you. If you want to have a different experience, you want to have a higher class woman, you want to have that real authentic romance, you got to change it. Now, if you just want to hit a few, hey, get a few mangoes, that's good.
Be happy, no?
Yeah, be happy. You know, nothing wrong with a few mangoes and getting it in, but remember, it's the game. You know, all they say, don't hate the player, hate the game. We hope that everybody please subscribe. We love the comments. If you have any requests on any type of shows, we travel. We've been all over. Last year, we took 5 or 6 vacations: Cuba, Jamaica, Thailand, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Puerto Rico. So we go all over. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'll try to bring some of that up to you. Got one more comment from here. You can read that from who?
El patrón del paisaje. we used to have to talk to her dad on the
Landline.
landline before he will hand the phone to his daughter.
What you calling my daughter
They
for?
wa- and-
What's your name?
No,
Who are
yeah,
you?
you remember we have two lines in the house, one in the kitchen, used to be in the kitchen, and another one in the dining. And your dad or your mom pick up the phone and be like, "Oh, I just want to make sure who you're talking to. Okay, it's a girl, it's a boy," and they getting on.
El
Like,
Patreon,
yes.
you was right, man. I used to have I remember some girls
Oh,
I used to
see,
talk
mira,
to.
he say it. Go back. I don't finish the comment, but he say
No,
it.
that is. I used to have a girl. There was some girls I want to talk to. Their dad wouldn't let them on the phone. I used to have this girl call and be like, "Hey, is Yanil there? Yeah, hold on, let me get it for you." And he get on the phone. I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man? You know it's me. I just calling." So we know that game, and it was a whole different ball game. Now everybody got their own cell phone, so it's a different thing.
It's not. They don't know, and you know what? Even they know, and we close up for this. You know what? Even they have all this technology, their own phones. That was a fun time that we live in. That now we can let our kids know or grandkids know, and that was adrenaline. Adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
How you say it in English, please?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, like you feel that, like I will be cash. Oh my God, I will get it in trouble. Oh, I need
And
to.
your mom listening.
Yeah,
You can't even say no sex. Can't get in too
you
much
can
in your
say
sex.
nothing. So that's things they don't experience, but we gladly have the opportunity to experience, and it was a great time.
Now remember, join us next week. The show is Tuesday Tacos, Tequila, and Talk. So get your favorite tequila. I love this one. Let me see if I can put it up there. It's not even that expensive, but man, found this one in Mexico. A great one, much better than Patron, smooth. It has a vanilla liqueur to it. It's fantastic.
Yes,
So
it's
make
great.
sure next week you join us for Tuesday Tequila Talk and Taco, or something like that. You'll see it on the XO. I done had a few shots of these, so my reading skills ain't that great. Thank you. Appreciate anything you want to say before we go?
No, that's all. We hope to meet you next Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and also thank you for the support. Please hit the like button. That's the way you can support us. And until next time,
You're supposed to say it like they do it on a cruise.
bye.
Huh? Y'all still here? Man, if you still here and you ain't hit that like and subscribe button, I'm coming in for you. Till next week, guys.